What's up? Welcome to the lounge. I'm your host, Ohms, and we have the lone salesman here. And today we're going to be talking about card games.
Hell yeah. Well, I mean, are we talking about like physical cards or are we talking about like electronic card games? Because, man. When you told me you wanted to play a card game, I was like, oh, okay. Let me bust out my cards. Now it's like, no, you gotta download it. I'm like, what?
Yeah, because you got things like Yu-Gi-Oh now. People are like fucking going ape shit on that. Like you have all these people from like 17 years ago, 20 years ago. They're like, it's not right. The OCG versus the TCG.
Oh, God.
Why are we playing on OCG rules? Oh, this is busted.
I don't even know what that means. That's how you know. But I mean,
so basically, OCG is like Asian rule sets, and then TCG is like what we're more used to over there in America.
I see.
So like certain cards are banned, other ones aren't. But yeah, we're gonna start talking about that.
All right. I mean, in general, I mean, you've been playing that Yu-Gi-Oh game lately, right?
Yeah, I've been playing that Yu-Gi-Oh game. I've been busting out that time wizard, making people fucking lose their shit.
They just immediately leave the game. You were streaming it, right? And then they just immediately left.
Yeah, dude, it was the normal rarity event that was going on, and I just threw a time wizard in there. I was getting my shit kicked in by this diamond player.
Oh no.
And then here I am, like he like just completely destroys my board, throws out all his monsters, and then I just play time wizard, flip a coin, destroy all of his monsters, and then he just scoops. That was great.
Oh,
that
no.
was fucking awesome. But yeah, but now I remember I sent you the article, or no, you sent me the article on Marvel Snap. So we're gonna go over that. We're gonna go over like what Marvel's doing. Apparently, like they got some of the developers from Hearthstone to work on this. They've been working on this for 4 fucking years. That's what really surprised me.
The biggest thing is like no one never really got leaked or anything, which is a big surprise. Like the whole debut video that came out was full of information.
Yeah, it was. And there was a lot of stuff in there that I was just like kind of hoping that they would kind of touch on. Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, I like what they did with it. They have like a very easy, crafting system. You can buy gems to get, more card packs, whatever, but like you can still get the gems just by playing the game, like the single player mode. Cool. And I can go and build whatever I want. So, but there's like a few things that really suck about it. Like there's a meta, just like any other game out there that's competitive. All you see are just Drytrons and fucking just whatever's like the flavor of the month.
Right.
But Drytrons and Herald of Ultimateness, and fucking kaijus and getting your shit tributed. Yeah, like there was a huge problem in that game. Like they actually had to ban cards that aren't actually banned right now because there was an event where you're supposed to play, but I guess Konami kind of overlooked the fact that if you were to lose, you get gems anyway. And so people were building these self-burn decks so that they would just kill themselves like on first turn, whatever, and then just collect gems. They had to patch that out like a day after.
What the fuck? That's hilarious, dude.
Yeah, it's
so
really
funny.
troll. But the great things about that game, man, is like it's on fucking everything. You got it on PS4, 5, Xbox, PC, on your phone, tablet, name a thing, it's there.
Does it all sync up on one account?
You can make multiple accounts. So like even if you don't get the cards that you want, or if you want to have multiple accounts so you can play a different, set of decks that you want to build, you're more than welcome to do that.
That's pretty cool because like I like that idea because instead of carrying around your cards and I mean, God, the whole culture around physical cards today is just so toxic. I mean, people are getting killed, stomped on. I mean, back in the day, I mean, we were in school. You mentioned this to me. Like, yeah, people used to steal cards all the time, but we didn't really like hold that much value into it. I mean, yeah, you could see some card shops with some cards being, depending on the card. Yeah, you could still they still have value. But now it's like the value is just like skyrocketed, especially the Pokemon cards. So it's nice idea to have everything digital and under an account. I mean, the only thing that could possibly be bad that happens is if your account gets hacked or you lose access. I mean, that would be really shitty. Like, are you able to transfer cards to different people?
Nope.
So
one of the core things that you do in your everyday life, your Yu-Gi-Oh cards, your Magic the Gathering cards, the number one thing that I love the most is trading cards, and you can't do that in these online games.
That's what I'm hoping, that maybe Marvel Snap like, I know they have such a wide variety of cards because they have the variant cards, basically all that. They're like cosmetic cards, but they still hold the same function. I'm wondering if they have some sort of trading feature, because I think that's kind of like the downfall of most games in general. Any game that deals with cosmetics, random chances, once you have it, you can't get rid of it. You can't do anything with it. So, like you said, like, just start a new account. I feel like you really shouldn't have to do that. You should have some sort of feature to just trade.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably because it's a nightmare for fucking the developers.
Maybe, and like, then I guess they got to deal with the economy, and if there's money involved, I guess that's something that could be potentially out of control.
Well, here's the thing, man. Developing a card game is extremely difficult because, like, I just sent you a link. The last link I sent you personally it's in your Discord.
Yes.
But this one is like the benchmark over like how many units they sold, how much they had it, and what was the net revenue. Like these are like really large numbers. Like, what is this? 56 million pounds for Slay the Spire. Inscription, 30 million. That game came out last year on October 19th. So that game was a huge hit. That game actually got Game of the Year. What is it, like the Indie Game Developers Conference or some shit? So great story there. They actually had their prototype on itch.io and saw that. Amazing. But whenever you end up seeing shit like, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering, I don't see those numbers in here. But I'm guessing that this benchmark that I sent you, these are all it looks like indie games, or at least self-published games. I don't know what like the goal is for Marvel.
I mean, dude, Marvel's hot right now, so I don't think they're too worried about whether or not the game will be successful, because they know there's a market for it no matter what.
Yep.
So at this point, from the gameplay, going back, like, the gameplay looks
interesting.
It looks fun. Yeah. So maybe if they're trying to tap into that Hearthstone community and kind of get that kind of competitive scene around it, if they're trying to make this like a long-lasting series of some sort, instead of just like that one app you have where it's just like you're collecting cards, that would be kind of cool to see happen.
I mean, shit, you've even seen League of Legends do a card game too. That one wasn't mentioned in this at all, but yeah, they have that.
Yeah, because I mean, I have kind of grown away from like card games. I don't know. It's something that I think I could get into, but it's very overwhelming for me.
So I'm gonna keep using Yu-Gi-Oh as an example because like that's what I know.
Yeah.
But I do know that there's like over 10,000 different cards in Yu-Gi-Oh, and they're all for the most part legal unless it's on the ban list, and that's hard. And then you end up seeing things like Magic, where I believe it's Commander format or something. It's like 100 cards. I could be completely wrong, so anyone that's listening to this and just kind of seething, please call me out. But like, I know for that format, I could also be wrong, but I think you're only allowed to play with like whatever's in the booster pack from this time to this time. That's all you can use for that format.
I see.
So like it forces you to keep buying the cards for like the new season. And I know that there's like another format where you can just use whatever you want, kind of like how Yu-Gi-Oh does.
Right.
There's also the collector's aspect to it too, where a lot of people love that. So I don't know what Marvel's trying to do here.
I know that they're going to have a set amount of cards that are on, on release, and then they're gonna keep releasing more and more. But the whole deck building is a little different. I want to get into some of the details here, and I know we're kind of mostly focusing on Marvel, but it's a smaller deck, 40 card limit, so you're playing with maybe 12 cards at a time. You can still get like the booster packs, whatever, and they all have like very unique designs, and some of them look better than others. They have, and that's the thing, you can get the same card. Here's the cool thing about it though, you can get the same card but a different variant. So you can get like Captain America and then also get maybe like a different form of Captain America, like a different skin, as you could say, different design, but it still functions the same. It's not like in Yu-Gi-Oh where you have 5 different dark magicians and they all have different shit, or
fucking blue eyes. I want the slutty looking blue eyes card.
You got Toon blue eyes, you got triple quintuple head blue eyes, whatever, ultimate dragon, blah blah blah. Here it's just like, okay, we have these cards, we have different variants. I'm sure they'll have different types. Like they'll do Doctor Doom, right? And then they'll have Doctor Doom 2000.
They did mention that in this, like how you said, there's different variants of, Captain America, but one that I know of, or as far as the artists are concerned, like I know that that's like a huge thing that they're going to be doing in Marvel, is they're going to have like Wolverine done in like a pixel art style. I saw that in the video, and then they actually have other ones where it's going to be done by a certain artist. So they're all going to be done in that same art style. So I know Peach Momoko, I like her artwork a lot, and I follow her on her Instagram, and I saw that she actually does a lot of artwork, like just for comic books. And here's the thing, she didn't even know that her artwork was being used in Marvel Topps Collect, which is another fucking, card collecting app or whatever.
Yeah.
She's under contract with them. They can just whatever the fuck they want with her artwork. But I actually tweeted at her and I was like, "Oh man, like I love these new sets on Marvel Collect." And she was like, "Oh shit, apparently my fucking my artwork's being used for a card game." So she was just like, "Oh, no. This is nice." No, I mean she wasn't mad or anything. Yeah,
that's cool.
She's getting paid by Marvel,
Yeah.
Like that's the thing with this game.
Because I think these guys seem very passionate about finding artists add to their cards. Because I mean, think about it. That's
actually
just
crediting them. That's a huge part.
And that's like a big step in the right direction, I'd say. Because if there's anything I don't know is who draws Karibo on Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Yeah, you're absolutely fucking right, dude. Because you're only gonna find a handful of artists that have ever done artwork for Yu-Gi-Oh. One of them did what is it, the Insector cards or whatever.
Sure.
And then you also have like the first generation of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but there's only like, if you were to look it up, there's only like 5 people that can be named. But I did read somewhere, I can't find it. I'm sure if I had some time and looked for the article, I think it was on Reddit, but they're like, yeah, I talked to some dude and apparently like they're not allowed to get recognized that they did artwork. You know, like they can't talk, like Konami has them by the balls whenever it comes down to, their artwork and who it is. Because Konami wants to own that artwork for the cards, for their, for that IP. I mean, that's the sad but honest truth. It's not like Magic, like where they actually have the artist's name like underneath the art.
Shit, even Riot does a good job of fucking telling their artists for all their shit. Even on League, they, all the designs and shit, and maybe even the card game, I'm sure they credit someone, because Hearthstone, I'm not exactly sure who does artwork for that, but we're kind of coming at this blind, but card games have just evolved, and for the best and for the worst. Like Pokemon, now I bet Pokemon eventually Nintendo's gonna do some shit for the Switch or something. They realize they're sitting on a gold mine. If they're making a fucking MOBA and a fighting game, they're doing everything with Pokemon. They're milking the fuck out of it. So I guarantee you they'll release some sort of digital card game as well, or something.
Holy shit, dude. Like I typed in "man get shot over Pokemon cards" and I already found 1, 2, 3, 4 articles, dude. Like it's insane. The last one's from April, Cop
Oh,
kills man over stolen Pokemon cards in Target. Florida
what?
teen shot dead over stolen Pokemon cards in pizza. Stolen pizza. All right, that's the same one.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. So like, bro, you got to stay strapped for some Pokemon cards in real life, like for real.
yeah, man. Put it in like a safe container. Put it in a Pelican case.
Dude, it's just a fucking card game, man. Like,
I bet you people
chill.
buy Pelican cases for their cards.
I mean, I have my box of shame. Like, it's a trading
Crap.
cards. Yeah, but hey, man, I'm sure somebody is. Especially like whenever you end up finding out that your stupid fucking Charizard, your holographic first edition Charizard's going for like millions of dollars or whatever.
Who has that insight? And that's the thing with these games, right? So maybe these games do have a future, like Marvel Snap. I mean, Hearthstone's been going on for a long time. Speaking of Hearthstone, apparently they don't have that much control on how much money you can spend on it, especially if you're a kid. We have that Arizona Dad who's suing Blizzard over a $300 bill. So I'm worried.
Yeah,
I'm worried about like this Marvel game and the kids getting all excited, like buying all these fucking packs. I hope there's some sort of feature to help mitigate that.
Dad, you don't understand. It's the new Spider-Man. It's Miles Morales.
It's Miles Morales, but I thought you already had this one, that other Miles Morales. No, this is the Miles Morales from Spider-Verse. I have the Miles Morales from this comic.
The dad just like looks at him in disgust, knowing
Yeah.
that Scarlet Spider's the best looking
Yeah.
fucking spider.
It's like, where's that Gwen Stacy card though?
Yeah, where's Ghost Spider? Where's Spider-Man 2099?
Yeah.
Where's
Black Cat?
Yeah. She has no superpowers, by the way.
I know, she's just a fucking thief. She's like the shitty version of Catwoman.
She's just a thought in spandex.
She literally
no
just
latex.
he's literally there to tempt and seduce Peter.
Yeah, whenever Silver Sable isn't there.
Or
Dude.
or when Gwen Stacy or Mary Jane are just like blue balls in
Spider-Man's
him.
like always. Yeah, dude, and isn't he like perpetually always stuck in high school? So like, what is he doing getting into these what is he doing with these hussies?
Well, there's other Spider-Mans where he's, past college working for Osborn and Doc Ock, and there's, different stories. There is actually one story where he does hook up with, they have a alleged child, but she doesn't say he's the father, but she alludes that he is.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And then Peter's like telling Mary Jane, like, hey, I might be a dad. And she's like, what? So remember that one time we broke up for a long time and I was spending a lot of time with Black Cat.
He's just over here just blowing loads and random fucking thief women.
Yeah, he was like,
as cats.
God.
Did they not teach him anything in high school during that fucking safe sex seminar?
No, apparently not.
Nope. And he's like an alleged super genius, or at least a genius level intellect. Fucking
his spider sense didn't allow him to pull out in time. Oh my
shit.
god! Speaking of Pokemon, I think we just mentioned this, but wasn't there a Pokemon inscription game, pixelated Pokemon game that was like a free handmade card game using Pokemon sprites, but it was taken down by Nintendo?
Well, I don't think it's been taken down yet because I downloaded it today. So
right. So it's still available, but it's on.
Oh yeah, Nintendo, if they catch wind of this shit, they're gonna go after them.
Yeah, it's just like, well, here's the thing. What if they go after them and then they hire them? That would be kind of cool.
I doubt it. I fucking doubt it.
I feel like
Nintendo.
Like, I think that would be the move. Honestly, I'd be like, this is a good idea. I'd fire the guy who's in charge of this at the company and be like, why didn't you think of this?
Nintendo's been around for 132 years. I seriously doubt their fucking line of thinking as far as like, oh yeah, this guy that stole our shit that we built a lot of our company off of. Yeah, let's hire him. No, they're you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna do the same thing to that man that they did to this 3D printer dude that made 3D replicas of Final Fantasy VII polygon characters. They're gonna fucking tell him firmly and directly, pull that shit down, and then they're gonna steal that idea and then put it into some fucking 7-Eleven gotcha ticket box thing, because I have two of those figurines sitting right behind me, and that is a true story. And they're gonna do that. They're gonna fucking see that this is a thing that they're gonna be able to market and not credit him.
I mean,
I
yeah,
cannot.
maybe.
They are a dude. They are a very petty company. I remember when supposedly there was a Legend of Zelda game or whatever that ended up getting leaked, and they just completely scrapped it. They just scrapped it.
Wow.
They were like, not gonna do it.
Well, like they took down that one guy, that ROM hacker, Gary Bowser.
Yep.
Put him to jail and fined him for $14.5 million. So I mean,
Bro.
yeah, they're definitely like not gonna go easy on anyone who's taking money from them. Like I think they're so petty, like put DMCA claims on like game reviews. I think when people were trying to stream the Nintendo Expo, they were like trying to take it down. I don't understand their view on publicity, and I feel like if they were less restrictive and more open-minded, people wouldn't have to go out of their ways to create all these things. So maybe like the idea of a digitized Pokemon game is probably unlikely, but we can only hope. I mean, they've redone fucking Pokemon Snap. I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't give a shit about that game. It was a cool idea, but I don't think it warranted a fucking remake.
I think a lot of like where card games are going now and what they've been trying to do is they're catering to the 90s kids, because card games, they came around in the 90s. Everybody was
Right.
doing it. It was the latest and greatest hottest new fucking thing. And they're bringing it to PCs or even video games that are accessible to adults that were brought up in the 90s.
Yeah,
And
or
so like
just even mobile, right?
yeah.
Everyone has a mobile
Yep.
device.
Yeah. So like I don't know what their whole plan is, the new generation, because like I was talking to a friend of Midori's, and I had asked, because he's a little bit younger than me, but he's what, like 23? No, he's 22 or 23. And I
Yeah.
asked him, I was like, what was the first Pokemon game that you played? And he was like Gen 3. And then he asked me, and I was like, damn, I feel old. I was like, Red and Blue. He was like, oh man, the classic. And I was like, what?
Well, Gen 3 is what? Like Hoenn, like Ruby and Sapphire?
Yeah.
Uh,
Or Omega Red, something like that.
well, that was later on. I mean, the original one was just like, I mean, I guess because there was like just a huge gap back then, because technology wasn't moving as fast as it is now. You had your first gen games, the Game Boy, and then the Game Boy Color. Then you have your Game Boy Advanced, and it took some time, right, from going from the 90s to the 2000s, and now we're getting Pokemon games like every 2 years now. Before it took at least like 5 or 6 years. I don't know.
I don't know, man. They're running out of fucking ideas for Pokemon. There's like almost like 1,000 now. I'm pretty sure I saw a Pokemon that was a fucking chandelier in a set
Yeah,
of keychains.
he's a ghost. Like I said, if it's not broke, it's like Madden, dude. Pokemon is Madden now. Even my wife, like, she was into the original games too, and I got her whatever the first Switch game was, and she enjoyed it. But her sister, who's also a fan, she's like, "Well, this looks cool, but like, I want to play the old one." Fair enough. Like she just didn't like the new designs of some of the Pokemon, but my wife enjoyed it. There's definitely a market for people who, are definitely nostalgic. And now you have just like all these animations, the attacks, all this shit. Imagine like a Pokemon card game but had that shit too. Just like the animations in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, why not?
I want to be able to turn them off. That's it. I don't care about the fucking animations in Yu-Gi-Oh! But going back to Pokemon, I will say this. They need to try something different. I understand that they did, Coliseum. They did this one where it was like, before the technology for Pokeballs or whatever that was neat. But you know what, dude? I want them to do something completely fucking different. Just like how the WWE is trying to make a new video game, a new WWE RPG. That's cool.
Dude,
Like, what are we gonna do?
I would love to play that game. John Cena is a hidden enemy. You have to find him. because you can't see him.
Assassin class, John Cena.
You fight Triple H in the graveyard.
I mean, it's smart on their part. They already have lore, so much,
much lore, so much drama, so many stupid stories they could do. It just depends, like what world they build. Like they could do like a tournament fighter or a tournament style like epic story if they want to get goofy with it. I mean, like there's a lot of ideas there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they're really big on doing create your own character. And they leave that in the hands of the pop, the fans.
Right.
Like the latest wrestling game they did, I've seen people fucking making like Goku and Naruto and Boruto, like all these
all the intros,
just,
the custom characters. It's pretty funny.
Batman, so stupid. I don't know. I can't see Nintendo being that fun. It has to be.
Well, they can't have custom Pokemon. They'll never do something like that. But they'll probably, like I said, just keep doing it until it's old. Because the Switch, right? They're still making games for the fucking Switch, which is, it's a good console, but it has its fucking limitations. And but until the Switch is dead, they're gonna keep making games for it until they make a new platform, I guess. So,
but getting back to the whole card game thing, who is it really for, man? Is it for us or is it for the new generation?
I'd say it's for the new generation, and maybe if you used to like cards and you don't have them anymore, you can play these games. Well, I think Marvel Snap is not for like people who like traditional card games, I guess. Maybe if there's too much going on, like with like the whole Hearthstone style to me was not very appealing. I like slow pacing. Well, not slow pacing, but I like the pacing of Yu-Gi-Oh! And like even Magic, because you have time to think about your strategy and shit. And I feel like just with Hearthstone, you're just like slamming cards and just doing all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, I forgot what they had mentioned in the promotion video for it, but I think they said it's like, yeah, we want to make these games fast paced. Like,
dude, I don't want that to be in a card game.
10 minutes. You don't want that to be in the card game?
I honestly don't like that.
So the way that Yu-Gi-Oh does it is like you have like 6 minutes of piece. Like it's kind of like speed chess,
okay.
Yeah, so it's like that.
Well, I'm not saying I don't know. I'm not saying I don't need like 30 minutes to play a single game, but I like having that time to strategize or at least, I don't know. I mean, in the fucking Yu-Gi-Oh episodes, they're like, it took them like 4 or 5 episodes to finish a fucking duel. So,
dude, I love that. I mean, that's just.
I want to have an epic speech to my enemy.
At least maybe even a mini game in between. Like if they were kind of like a good example of that would probably be like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses. That game was interesting because it came out for PS2. It was still based around the card game, and what it was like there was a story backlog to it, and the way that it played was like an open tiled map, and you had different types of archetypes of cards, and they weren't following the conventional rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, they took some good ideas and card effects away, but it was just played in a very weird, open way. And I liked it. I liked it a lot because it was the first time I got to see a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters being played in a 3D space.
Oh man.
And I love that with AR. Like you'll sell me on a card game if there's AR that I can see.
See, that's something I would definitely be interested in, no matter what it was. If I was something I could see, like I played a game similar to that one. I think during that time they were just doing different shit with Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I played this game called Yu-Gi-Oh! In the False-Bound Kingdom, and it was basically you have 3 monsters. You have like a certain amount of monsters, but you roam the map and capture different points. It's almost like kind of like Total War, but the fighting is like a turn-based strategy game, and like you see all these monsters like fighting. Yeah, we're talking about AR, virtual reality, augmented reality, which is something you've been kind of looking into.
We'll get into that in a future episode, but yeah, that is the future.
I would definitely be interested in doing that. Like, because if I saw someone in the street and challenged me to a fucking duel, and everyone
brings out his dual disc.
Dude, he brings out his dual disc, and then other people could look, right? We could.
That would be fun.
That would be fucking dope. Like they got their shit on too, or if you're like streaming or whatever, they tune in. You're seeing the monsters go at it, and there's voice chat.
Oh my god! You could live stream it right then and there.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Sim.
This piece of shit has just challenged me to a duel. Let's fucking go.
Ding 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 ding.
I'm turning off the live stream, guys. I'm getting my ass beat. Delete the VOD.
Bring out some cheesy shit. Oh my god. Yeah, that would be fun though. It would. It would be really fucking fun.
Dude, that would just bring it to a whole new level, and I think that would make it a little bit more, I guess, approachable, because sure, these IPs are big, like Marvel Snap. I'm not sure if the general, let's just say, like, someone who likes Marvel movies but doesn't read the comics, someone like that. I'm not sure if someone like that would, maybe they like card games. I don't know. You never know.
Well, so, I mean, I'm a comic book nerd. Like, I have a bunch of old Marvel, like artisan grade Marvel cards, because like what they would do is they would have a story and the power rating of a mutant on the backside, and then the art on the front. And sometimes, you can collect them all and then put them onto like a nice little, like a card sleeve thing, and then you'll have like a poster on the back.
Mm-hmm.
But I was the nerd that was always reading the stories about the mutants, and like it would give you like fun facts, like, oh yeah, first appeared in issue whatever.
Yeah, it's like cool little info.
It kind of gives you like a moment of like, oh, I feel clever now. I know something, like useless knowledge type shit.
Bet you didn't know this.
Yeah, let me tell you, when Black Cat first got into the pants of Spider-Man.
Oh God.
When she was a home wrecker.
Right.
That bitch, Gwen Stacy.
He doesn't deserve her. Oh my God.
She's for the streets.
She's for the streets. Classic card games will always be there.
I mean, they've been going 20 years strong now, man. They're here to stay.
Yeah. What's the next level? Augmented reality. We'll see.
Yep.
Maybe we'll get into that next time. Until then, Ohms, do you have any closing thoughts on this?
If you play Drytrons, you a bitch. Time Wizard for life. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
Anyway, catch us next time. If you haven't seen our previous episodes, check them out in Trends of Gaming. Until then, we'll see you guys. Catch you later. Leave in the heart of the cards. Leave in the heart of the cards. And if you play Tron, you're a bitch.